Here we go. Welcome everyone to the Aries full moon ceremony. Today's October 10th. I elected to keep us in the full moon window and move us to the 1010 portal because that's really potently affecting us as well. So we're just gonna, the past 3 days and even into the future is a big shift. So we're just gonna move into that with ease and grace. All right, let's call in sacred space. Everyone take a big deep breath in and do another one. And as you exhale, just drop your cords down, drop your roots, feel Mother Earth just pull your energy body, really root you down, help you feel grounded and connected. And then inhale, draw that earth energy up through your body, send it up and out through the top of the head, connect with the heart of the great mother above us. Inhale her energy down through your body. Send it all the way down into the earth and activate that as above, so below flow. We are the conduit between the divine and this planet, and that flows through us. So just feel that, and then breathing in and breathing out, activate the as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give thanks for the opportunity to be in the physical right now. Moving to the south, we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean current, emotional energy. We welcome love and joy and abundance and flow. Moving to the west, we welcome air and mind, focus and clarity. And moving to the east, we welcome fire and movement and passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we call in the divine feminine and the divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies. We call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into this circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, and dance with us today for our mutual benefit. Oh, all right. We are going to move. We're going to get up and activate all those energies in our bodies right now. Here we go. just noticed the name of that song, and it's called This Is It by Chan Redfield. And I have to say that it feels to me like we've hit critical mass. And I'm going to tell you why right now. But before we do that, everybody just take a minute and just notice this is going to be a time where we drop in. So drop into your body, take a few breaths, settle, and just notice what's going on in there, inside of you. There could be a lot of things. So I want you to feel that. And then we're going to try to break it down a little bit. I'm going to move this thing over here. So everybody probably knows by now, Mercury and Pluto have gone direct. And so this moon, remember, this moon, the moon is like if you had a flashlight shining on a mirror. And as the mirror moves around and reflects that flashlight back to the earth, right now, it's full on. So it's reflecting whatever's going on this planet. And all of us little earthlings are being hugely affected by that. So most of us are used to, when Mercury goes direct, feeling some relief. And yes, things are gonna, all of those weird contractual computer glitch things have probably started to settle and will settle some more. But I've been watching this for a while, and I watch how the Earth Mother, you know, we're in a time of transition. So the Earth Mother and all the planet, everything is geared up in perfect divine right timing to encourage us to move toward all those intentions we've been setting, toward all of those, you know, because we'll set intentions like release anything standing in my way. But if we don't actively go after those things that are standing in our way, then eventually we're going to run into them. So we've had this time where Pluto has been retrograde, and this was a time where we could go inside along with Mercury retrograde, go inside, integrate, and look deeply. Now, we have felt probably so exhausted and tired that maybe we did that, maybe we didn't. But if you're anything like me, I have great intentions. Getting my energy to be in alignment with those intentions is always the challenge. You know, being able to make the choices that facilitate those intentions along. And so it's easy to do this thing, where you move a little bit and then you kind of fall back. So Pluto's gone direct in Capricorn. So what that means is that all of those places where we needed to look back and learn and grow and make a change here and there, they're all front and center. So I'm going to read what I got here, and I'll teach as I go along. So the moon was full last night. 3:55 p.m. was at Central Time was when it was direct. So we're still in that full moon window, big time. Now, the sun is in Libra. So it's all like, I just want to love everyone. Libra is all about feeling, acting from the heart. It's ruled by Venus. So it's all about relationship. Aries is all about the individual. It's ruled by Mars. So we've got this, you know, the sacred marriage, Venus and Mars happening. And it's focused on individuality and standing and leadership and taking courageous risks. It's also ruled by fire, so it will move obstacles out of the way. This can be positive. It can be a real potent, and we're going to talk about how it can be real potent time to move forward, to create. There's lots of support for that. And at the same time, you know, it's like, it's a great time. You'll be impulsed to activate your inner warrior, your inner warrioress, to be an initiator, to start new things. But the reason it may feel difficult is because if we've left anything back there that we need to review, it's going to be front and center. And you're going to have to get that out of your way in order to move forward. So it's time for you to, you know, activating your inner warrior, your inner warrioress. That sounds real inspiring and exciting. But what that's going to mean is you're going to have to go deep inside, and you're going to have to look at the source of your deepest fears, regret, guilt, and shame. And you're going to have to move it out once and for all. And when you do, and that's what this moon's all about, releasing. So there is still time to do a fire. There's still time to really go through the laundry list of all of those places that you're still harboring judgment. Look for the things that you judge about other people and ask yourself, what is the reflection in my own life? If I judge that out there, where am I behaving that way in here? And find every single one of them and let them go. And, you know, all the things, Ho'oponopono, for any kind of forgiveness work, self-forgiveness, forgiveness of other people. It's like you have to, that is what the courage and the warrior stuff is all about this time. It's not just being brave enough to put yourself out there. It's being brave enough to look inside and own your stuff and do what it takes to release it. That is a powerful spiritual warrior. Now, on top of all that, we have the 1010 portal today. So that's endings and beginnings. And that, when we were talking about this yesterday in Priestess, and that's when I said, it feels like we've just learned to stand in a boat that's being battered by waves, which is good. So it's like, now that we've got our sea legs, we can begin to move forward. But there are big shifts happening in our DNA, because all of this is setting us up to bring the fifth dimension into the physical realm, heaven to earth, intuitive gifts, all of those divine right behaviors that we want to see on this planet, that we get frustrated when we look around and we don't. We have to activate them inside of us before we look outside. So there's a lot of things that we could point to in the news that would freak us out. And all we have to do is look inside and clear those things out within us. So other things going on that are going to really help us during this time. A grand trine began yesterday, and it's with Venus. So it's going to bring some steady, grounded energy for your relationships, your finances, and your creativity. This is going to be a good time to move forward. But right now, you can use this moon to release anything standing in your way. And today's the day to do that. So it's going to hang out. This pattern is being driven by Mars in Gemini and Saturn in Aquarius. And it peaks on the 16th. So we've got all week to swim in this and really get our plans together. And then it ends on the 22nd. So Mars in Gemini can fire up your creativity. Saturn in Aquarius can help you bring about positive innovations to your relationships, your finances, and your creativity. So with all of the stuff that feels like we're hitting right now, we just use this moon to push it out, to let it go, to let it shrink with the moon. And then we begin to lay down the new, what we want to create in the future. We start with a clean slate. So things you want to consider: responsible and balanced freedom and being self-responsible. So really owning your part in anything that you feel frustrated with. And this is, this can be everywhere, no matter where you stand on all the hot topics. If you are, real far to the right or real far to the left, and when you talk about certain things, it brings up all kinds of consternation inside of you. And probably up to this point, in order to play nice, you've just avoided those topics. I know that's what I do. And that's okay. But it's like you need to go inside and find your trigger, find what that is, and own your piece of it and let it go, and send love and forgiveness to all the people you want to hate. Release judgment in any form. You just gotta, it's like these behaviors that we've kind of like, we try a little bit and then we try some more. They're not going to be able to sustain us in the future. We are about creating a new earth and a new way of being on her that's sustainable. Judgment is not going to be a part of that. So we have to begin to let those go in earnest. Making wise choices for future endeavors. So really calculating. It's one thing to intend. It's something else to create those basic step-by-step actions that will support those intentions. Liberating your true self-love. All of these things that I'm sharing with you have to come from knowing that you are an instrument of the divine, and that for that reason alone, you deserve everything you desire, and you have to love yourself from that position, from a divine love that's bigger than our egoic experiences of love on this planet. Careful change and innovation. So you want to really be mindful as you move forward. Be cautious. Don't be willy-nilly. Set up structures for yourself that are going to create freedom in your future. And those are things like, those dreaded words: budget, being mindful of your day-to-day practices and taking those balanced steps that are going to support you. Liberating your routine. So if you're in a rut, think outside the box. And then hard-won liberation is going to happen through those structures that you set up. And just know that it's not going to happen overnight. The changes we want to see are going to be incremental, and they're already happening all over the planet. So stay off of the news as much as you can. Keep yourself informed, but don't dive into the negativity. Know that the changes that we seek are happening all over the planet right now. And then conscious, deliberate freeing of yourself. So really creating the life that you want to live from a place of the highest form of self-love that you can muster. That's where we're going. And this moon is very supportive of that. So I'm going to give you some time to journal a little bit. These are questions that you can journal with, or you can journal with anything we've talked about, but things you want to consider when you're getting ready to set some intentions. Where am I still holding judgment at myself, at others, especially in the areas of partnership? Partnerships can be activated right now. So you want to find ways, compassionate communication, ways to find balance in those relationships and around those issues of money and power. What beliefs do you need to release to enhance your wealth or your relationship? Where are you still harboring shame or guilt? You got to kick that to the curb. That's got to go. It's just going to drag you. And what I've noticed in myself is all of those old things that you thought you'd released years and years ago, the emotional residue that still may remain in your cells is causing those things to come to the surface. So when you have those random memories of things that feel yucky, and you thought that was over, pay attention and do some releases, release your anger, blame, and judgment at people. Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Those are the Ho'oponopono phrases. Tapping is another way to release trapped emotion in the body and reprogram your brain so that you don't make those same choices again. And mostly what you're after is to get that toxic emotion out. So, and then once you've cleared it, what are the new creations that want to come forth? What is next for you to do right now? So journal with those for a minute. Okay, we're going to dive in. You can keep journaling if you need to. We're going to dive into the cards. We had some really interesting ones. I don't even think I've pulled these for some of these. I think this is the first time on some of these cards. It was a very intriguing and interesting one. So ethics, which to me, this is right in alignment with Pluto and Capricorn and all the things we've been talking about. Really living according to your ethics. Ethics are defined as moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. They have to do with moral principles, fairness, justice, all Libra kinds of things, equality, honor, decency, integrity, trustworthiness. This is all divine feminine stuff that Mama Venus brings in. When working with the element of earth, this principle is expanded to include all of creation. So every sentient being, including the planet herself. Drawing this card can indicate it's time for a journey inward, exactly what we've been talking about. Are there places, now this is key, where your behavior has been unethical, where you haven't been in alignment with your own personal moral code? Is there a place where you need to get clear on where you stand on an issue? Are you behaving in an equitable way? These are all Libra issues, and that's what the sun's in right now. Are others treating you ethically? Are you drawing ethical behavior to yourself? So I want you to plug into Earth, really talk to her, listen to her. What does she have to tell you personally about your own ethics? Okay, water, flow. So, we remove the obstacles with our earth structure, and that creates an opening for flow to happen. Going with the flow of life allows life to carry you rather than you having to make life happen. Flow is an actual energy that you can call on. You can literally call on your flow angel and ask her to bring more flow into your life. Activating more flow in your life relieves stress, regulates hormone levels and blood sugar levels, and creates a general state of self-love, which we've heard that phrase before, and well-being. So you can feel what flow feels like. It's just like, close your eyes for a minute and just imagine that life is easy, that you're just floating and you're allowing the river to carry you, and that you're in the pocket you're in divine flow. So ask your flow angel to come in and show you where you need to allow more flow in your life, and let her bring it to you. Journal with water and see where you need more flow. Then moving to the masculine axis, air. In the air realm, we have intuition. Intuition is going to be activated and alive and well during this last half of this moon cycle. Intuition speaks to that sixth sense of inner knowing or body knowing. Learning to use your intuition requires that you pay attention to those little nudges and hunches that impulse through you. Many times we may go to the linear mind and discount our inner wisdom, or we'll get those hits, we'll get those intuitive nudges, and we'll, rather than even discount them, it'll be, I'll get to that later, and then they're gone. So at the very least, begin to write them down, acknowledge them, keep a little notepad with you for when they come in, because they're going to come in loud right now. When we begin to listen and flex this muscle, we get better and better at making wise decisions and avoiding difficulties as a result. The only requirement here is to listen and pay attention. When you get that inner nudge, follow it. Where has your intuition been trying to speak to you? And where do you need to listen? So check in with air. If you've been getting those intuitive hits, what do you need to act on? And then fire, I loved this. You get the intuitive hit and then you move, you take action. The essence of fire is movement. Its superpower is action. So action is, it's like the spark that gets everything on the wheel going. So we set up the structure in the north, we create that flow in the south, we set our intention with our intuition in the air door, and then we move with fire. Movement is what makes the creation machine work. Movement is what creates energy. Without movement, everything on this planet runs the risk of slipping into entropy and decay. So we have to keep moving. Movement keeps things going. It builds momentum. So we can set intentions from now till the cows come home. But if we're not taking some kind of positive action, even if that action is being still, is, taking the rest of the day to go in and be quiet and do the necessary inner work to determine what is the step-by-step action I need to take to facilitate the intentions that I'm setting. It's not like rubbing a magic lamp. It can be, but most of the time you have to support those intentions. We've had this conversation in here before. You have to support those intentions with your action. So where do you need to apply the law of movement in your life and work? What needs to move? Okay. In the spirit door, I pulled higher self. And this is just perfect. Your higher self is the part of you that always is connected to the upper realms and the divine energies. It loves you with an unshakable love that never ends because it knows the depths of who you truly are, much more than your ego self does. It works tirelessly to remind you of this, knowing that when you truly remember your divinity, this life won't seem so difficult. Its goal for you is always self-realization, knowing your divineness. Even though it loves you deeply. Now, and here's the kicker. This is where we get tripped up. It has very little concern for all of our egoic needs and desires. It is concerned with your purpose, what it is you came here to do, and it knows. It will always steer you toward the higher path. So everything we've been talking about in here, our ethics, being clear, letting go of judgment, all of those, it's going to always meet you with total and unconditional love, but it's going to direct you on the path that's going to lead you to your highest outcome. So take a minute right now, just close your eyes, maybe put your hand on your heart, connect with your higher self. What does your higher self want you to know right now? And I went ahead and threw a prosperity card in here because we have a lot of emphasis on our wealth during this cycle. And this is perfect. This is exactly in alignment with everything we've been talking about. Forgiving the past. One of the most profound secrets I've learned on my own money journey is how much emotional debris truly blocks money from flowing to you. That is one of the biggest blocks. If you're harboring emotional baggage, whether it's anger and resentment of another, guilt or shame over your own poor choices, it all clogs the system. And not only that, it grows and festers, mostly totally under our awareness. We don't realize it. So lots of simple tools. I've mentioned them already. Doesn't have to take a long time, and you can develop a routine and do it daily so it doesn't get backed up. It's like you can just do an internal review. Where's the muddy water? Where are there places where I'm not in alignment? This one practice is always my go-to if my money gets stuck. And so ask yourself right now, who do I need to forgive? Somebody's going to pop up. You're going to get an immediate answer. It might be yourself, it might be other people. And then do whatever practice sings. Write them a letter of forgiveness and burn it. Dance, ho'oponopono, tapping, whatever it takes to let those animosities go. So we've gotten a lot of good information. Take a minute and set an intention for this full moon. While you're finishing this up, things that are coming up, we have a CCT personal level, which is the beginner class. If any of you are interested in that, this isn't going to come around probably again till the first of next year. So this would be the weekend. You can, if you need to sign up for this today or tomorrow, because we've got activations we need to do on Wednesday and Thursday so that you can get into the class. We'll do the class Friday and Saturday. It's only a couple of hours each day. So you still have your weekend, but you get this class in. This will change your life. It will literally move you out of the muck and the mire of the electromagnetic field and put you in the fifth dimension on the crystalline grid. And that is how we're going to move ourselves into the future. So really ponder taking this class. It's not expensive. And You can ask any of the students that have taken it. It's a game changer. It is also the last round of Priestess for 2022. 2022 is the year of the prophetess. Yes, it is. Thanks, Amelia. Thanks for that little plug. So if you haven't done Priestess and you want to, this would be a very potent time. I put it off till the end of October. So you have time, plenty of time to get in, plenty of time to talk to me if you have questions. So, and there is in the email that went out, there's information in there about it. I'll send out more in the next email, but really ponder that. Okay, we are going to activate all of those intentions that you've been setting. So we want to really just let yourself release anything that you've been writing down that needs to go, and then activate those intentions with this full moon with our dance. Here we go. Everybody get up and move. All right, everyone. I give thanks to the elemental forces for holding space for us today. I give such great thanks for all of these powerful women that are gathering and doing their sacred work on a regular basis. Kudos to you. I close this circle in the light. All right, y'all. I'll see you next month, if not before.
Thank you.